dude. Right, what's going on, guys and girls and men, women, other aliens, whatever you want to call yourself? That was offensive. This is offense. Anyway, hello and welcome back to another video, and today we're going to be talking about the big fight, Jake and Gib, and my little opinion that means nothing because I'm so worthless because I don't have a lot of subscribers. Why no one really cares? And also, on a side note, talking about, Joe Weller as well, because he talked about stuff on his waffling podcasts and whatnot. So just kind of having a little ramble about that. So let's do this. So maybe we should cover the Joe Weller thing first. Right, so Joe Weller and Theodore, they have the waffling podcast, and they talked about, obviously, the press conference that went down between Jake and Aneeson Gib. It's Aneeson Gib. Why can no one pronounce Aneeson? They go like Aneeson or friggin' Anooson, whatever. It's like, he says it all the time, like, and Jake being a knobhead, calling him Grib or Grip or shut up. Anyway, Joe was he was getting all like rattled up, okay, in that podcast, video podcast, whatever. He was getting all flared up because he was talking about, does he come across as a bitch? So, in summary, go watch the video if you're really interested. He was saying that, after the fight, after the L's that he's taken with obviously the KSI, Joe Weller, he lost, and the music video with Jake Paul and stuff, that was a big L as well. After all that, like, is he like seen as a bitch? And obviously he has to have like a tough persona when he's doing the Internet Melts series, because it's basically him, being like the top dog, kind of comedically putting down, obviously, like, people on the internet who think they're tough and all that kind of stuff like that, and just for a laugh. So he needs to be man for that. Does that make sense? So obviously he seems like he's coming across as a bitch and whatnot. So the only way that he's actually going to get back to that former self that he was, I think, in his own brain, is to fight, to do a fight and win. That's the only way that he's going to actually, like, come back as the Joe Weller possibly that a lot of people saw, back in the good old days. Does that make sense? That's just like wrap that up, because I was talking to my friend Mark, and he suggested, he was like, people they want to see Weller versus DEJI. That would be a fight. Like, come on, that would be a great boxing match. Everyone would want to see it. People in the UK can finally see a bloody boxing match during the evening and not like early hours of the morning because it's in the States. That's just a fight that people are going to want to see. Just do it in the UK, do it for charity, whatever, you know what I mean? Like, just like the Fousey and Slim one, but in actual HD, maybe, that'll be good. I think that's like a perfectly good match, fight, that needs to happen. People want it, probably, maybe, don't know. But yeah, so that's that done. Jake Paul and Aneeson Gib. Why does no one want to watch it? That's just what I feel like. There's no hype over it, really. People are obviously reacting to the press conference and stuff like that, but it's a bit like, meh. Because KSI and Logan Paul, they were the best at selling the fight. So they had all the excitement, all the build-up for their fight, and it came to it, and it was a bit like, it was alright, that's how it felt after that fight. It wasn't like, yeah, someone got like absolutely floored, and it's getting a bit like boring now, hearing people say, yeah, I'm gonna knock you out, and then not do it, because when it comes to it, you don't actually know for sure if you're gonna do it. You've got to, be the big man and be like, yeah, I'm gonna drop you and all that, because that's how you get in the opponent's head and people to bet on you or whatever, you know what I mean? So I get it, but they're just not selling it, because Jake, he's unenthusiastic about this fight because he just wants to do this to get to KSI. But realistically, like, for KSI to fight Jake Paul, is that ever gonna happen? You know what I mean? Like, is it? Really? If he actually dropped Gib, which is highly unlikely, he'd be forced to do it by the internet, so fair. But again, it's just like, we just want to see Jake Paul sort of just make sense. Back to the Jake and Gib press conference. So during that press conference, you can just see that, Gib's not about that. He's not about doing all the crowd stuff and blah, blah, blah. On doing his videos, whatnot, I get it. Like, in front of the camera, you do all the stuff that's cool. But you suddenly got a room full of people, and you've got to have that same level of energy that you would probably have like on your own, but with a whole crowd of people and stuff. You might not have the same confidence level as you do when you're like on your own or with your videographer, that kind of thing. So I get it. He's not like all showboaty and trying to sell the fight. They're convinced it sells itself, but it doesn't. Because I don't see the hype. Not a lot of people are going to buy it. It's not the same level as KSI Logan Paul. It's just not. And it's coming across. So at the press conference, everyone just seems very like unenthusiastic. Jake Paul being a knob as per usual, trying to like wind Gib up. And to be honest, it worked, because what the hell was that push? Gib, like, what was that? It's almost like he went to, do him in, but kind of held himself back, so he kind of went, and gave him a little tickle. What was that? And he tried to like kick him a little bit, but then it was a bit like, well, that was dead. KSI Joe Weller, press conference. Joe Weller doing his shoulder barge and then KSI losing it and throwing tables and people. Lit. That had like, you know, passion behind it. A bit of like, you know, I don't care, I'm gonna win. That was lit. That's what made like the YouTube boxing scene like give people like, oh, this is awesome. Because it's amateur people that we know and watching them beat each other up. It's like, this is just perfect. That's where you need to get back to. There's no passion behind this fight, so why should the fans be passionate about it? And then also, again, it's going to be through DAZN. It's going to be through Matchroom Boxing. It's going to be that whole thing like I did on my previous video about the KSI and Logan Paul fight. If you want to go check that out, do it, please. In that fight, obviously, you know, they had all the people on the undercard, all the professional fighters and stuff. Me personally, I was sat there thinking, this is boring. Like, if I wanted to watch boxing, like, you know, professional boxing, I'd watch it. I wanted to watch this because it's different, because it's amateur. It's people you know. The fact that, you know, it's going to be the same thing again, like, professional fighters all on the undercard. I think they're on the undercard. I think they're like, you know, the second fight from the finish or something like that. So it's not even like their main event or anything. It's like, why didn't you do this? Just your own event, smaller arena, fill it up. Because it's going to be like the Challenger Games, I imagine. Like a lot of rogue seats. Yeah, no one's, you know, getting hyped up about it again because of that reason as well. And like Gibbs saying, you know, he's the 7-figure gibber or whatever. It's like, is he actually gonna make that much money on this? I don't know. Like, you're not really selling it, so I don't think so. Just circling back to the Joe Weller and DEJI, I think that would be something that would be cool to see. Not because it's like, oh, USA don't want to get them involved and all that. It's just because I think keep it small scale, get YouTubers all on the undercard, bring it back to how it was, and, you know, do that again, do an event like that again. It just, because that's supposed to be like showing that, look, the YouTube community are more powerful than mainstream media, and we can do our own thing without them. I want to see Jackmate versus Alfie Days. Lit. Do that. You know what I mean? That's what I want to say. We saw Scarce fight in that first, like, proper YouTuber boxing match on the undercard. I was like, this is mental. Amazing. Keemstar versus iDubbbz, or iDubbbz versus Tanamogo. Like, we want to do that. Like, why are these not fights that are happening? Yeah, that's my opinion. Obviously, it doesn't matter because I only have 700 subs, so, you know. Anyway, if you did enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up if you fancy. Also wanted to quickly mention, go check out my Instagram. It is in the link down in the description. It's Ben_Mushdy. Go check it out. I give you updates on videos and stuff. Please follow. And yes, subscribe if you fancy as well. So yeah, it's been your boy Mushdy, and I'll see you in the freaking next one. See you later, boy.